Crash 4.
All right, Crash 4. Here we go. Let's do this. Do a little more game volume. Crash 4 reveal. All right,
Guys, it's Jeff
here we
Keighley.
go.
Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We've got a great show kicking off this week for you. I'm really excited to be doing yet another week of video game.
Oh, I hear that soundtrack in the background. That's right.
What is that sound outside?
Crash.
I've got an
Yeah.
extra special package for Geoff. Jeef. Geo, Fef, Keglegs.
I forgot to set up the other screen.
Jeff Keighley, come on out.
Not this again. I'm in the middle of a live stream right now. This guy always crashing my important shows.
Yeah, Crash. He crashes
I'm gonna see
everything.
what this is, but let me tell you, it better be worth it.
It's gonna be. Well, you better believe it. Uh-oh, he's dropping the game off.
Crash, I really don't want the dirt that you have on Cortex.
No. This is the Crash 4 trailer.
For real?
For
On disc.
reals.
Well, it's about time.
Exactly.
Ah. Who we got? Oh, oh shit.
You banished me to the past. But all it did was give me more time
Oh, it looks
to
good.
plan your doom.
Oh yes, it looks good. Look cartoony. Whoa, why did they oh my god, yes, this is the gameplay I'm looking for. Oh fuck yes. It's linear. They built it like the old games. Fuck yes. Crash looks a little weird. It doesn't look bad. Looks a little weird though. Looks a little anime. You get to play as Cortex, okay? And Coco, of course. Wow. Yeah. All right. All right. Wall running? Huh. Okay, all the new ideas, they actually make sense. This is good. This is good. October 2nd, so yeah.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Totally tubular.
That's right. There's the big news.
Okay.
Crash 4, a brand new Crash game. It is coming this October.
Why is his nose
And
pointed
right
upwards?
now,
That's
I
weird
am
to me.
joined by Paul from Toys for Bob to tell us about the brand new Crash game. Paul,
Overall,
we have been
it's a
waiting
success.
for so long for something new from Crash. Of course, Activision has done
He's
some
freezing.
amazing remasters of the Crash trilogy and CTR, but this is a brand new Crash game built from the ground up.
double jump in there.
That's right. It's hard to believe, but it's been over 10 years since we've seen an original new entry into the series. So I'm
It's been a lot
delighted
longer
to,
now.
Finally unveil this secret that we've been sitting on. for a
Slow-mo
while.
ability,
It's brand
really.
new Crash 4. It's about time, and it's a play on the fact that we've been waiting for so long, but also it's a game that's literally about time.
Yeah, I want to get into it because the trailer is filled with so much information. I mean, you know, playable Neo Cortex, Coco, Crash, but I'm curious, like, what, you know, you guys had worked on, you know, the remasters of Crash, but now to start with a new
Yeah, this
game,
looks
there's
great.
so much trepidation.
This
about,
is exactly
what's
what
gonna
we're
be
looking
a
for.
worthy, you know, follow on, calling it Crash 4. How did you
Perfect.
guys approach this? Like, what kind of game did you want to build?
Yeah, I guess the first thing is we asked ourselves, where did we want to start? And though technically this is the 8th game in this series, all of the fan reception that was coming out of the Insane trilogy,
There you go.
we wanted to go back to the original trilogy and start from that. We're deliberately calling this
Yes!
Crash 4 because we want to key it off of the original trilogy that
Good.
was developed by Naughty Dog.
Perfect.
And that was certainly a high point in the series,
Hell
both
yes.
critically and commercially. And so that's where the events are going to key off of. We're starting right at the end of that when Dr. Neocortex, Entropy, and
Yeah.
Uka Uka have been banished to this distant planet, and they finally found a way, after many fruitless attempts, they've found a way to break out, and in doing so, they've torn this gigantic hole in the universe and exposed the fact that there's a multiverse. So it's going to be up to the Bandicoots, Crash, and Coco to restore that order by reuniting the 4 great quantum masks.
The gameplay style, I think, you know, a lot of people.
I mean, I don't know why we have to
probably
always go
wondering,
multiverse with it, but
hey,
oh,
Crash
fine,
in
fine.
2020, how much of it is, you know, the more linear, you know, classic Crash levels, and of course now, like, people wonder, like, is it an open world Crash game? How are you doing?
No.
Like, tell us about balancing kind of the old style of gameplay, which is certainly not broken. We love it. Versus the tendency to do, you know,
Oh,
new styles
yeah.
of gameplay. Based on the trailer, it looks like you're being kind of still faithful to the original style of Crash versus making it some big, you know, 3D open world. But is that correct? Like, how did you approach
All the
actual
boxes
style
look
of the gameplay?
mostly the
Yeah,
same.
that's absolutely right.
Just-
I
it's
think
just
what
way
we
more
heard
stylized.
was that people have found that style of gameplay to be really refreshing to return to, and so we wanted to key off of that. And when we observe
sound
some of
effects
the
are
other
there.
games and platformers and how they've evolved over time, you're totally right. They've gone to a place where they're a little bit more open in nature, and as a consequence, the challenges and things that you interact with are a little bit more sparse and spread out. It encourages exploration, and maybe there's a little bit more focus on collection and combat.
Yeah, everything
But
feels
when
the
we
same.
think about classic Crash gameplay, it's dense and it's focused.
Yes.
And it's really the streams of hazards and the challenges, the platforming challenges, they come and there's almost a rhythmic quality to it.
Yes,
And how
he gets
reliable
it.
is.
He
And I
actually
know that
gets
for
it.
me, when I learn
Mm.
a level and I understand the nuance of the timing
Hell
and
yes.
the placement of all the different hazards, you can enter into a sort of flow state
Yes.
when you understand that kind of musicality.
Uh-huh.
Multiple playable characters.
The rhythm of
how
the
are you
jumping
doing that?
and
Is it
just
kind
like,
of
you know
by
you're on the
level,
roll
or
of
how-
doing the
like we
speed
saw
run.
Coco
When
and
you just
Neo
feel in that
playable
rhythm.
in there. How does that work sort of in the scheme of the gameplay?
So Crash and Coco, you're going to be able to choose between them at any point in time, and they
Yeah.
share the same
Oh.
moveset. Over the course of the adventure, you're going to encounter some new friends, some familiar faces, and you're right. There's going to be some new playable characters. We're teasing today Dr. Neo Cortex. He's got a completely different moveset from Crash and Coco. So where the Bandicoots kind of barrel through and they've got the ability to spin and slide and belly slam.
He has to shoot his
Dr.
way
Neo
through.
Cortex is he's a little bit more of a cerebral character. He's a mad scientist. He's got inventions and he relies on his intellect. So he's got a ray gun that he carries around with him. And that ray gun
Yep.
has the ability to transmogrify hazards and enemies into platforms. And he can choose between changing
Okay.
them into a
All right.
static solid platform or a bouncy platform that gives him access to higher elevations. So his gameplay and the levels that are built specifically for his moveset is going to be a completely different flavor. It's going to be a little bit more strategic, a little bit more cerebral.
Right.
And I think players are going to have to be a little bit more thoughtful
Boy, if you can
about
switch on the fly.
when to encounter a hazard, whether or not to change it into a platform, and what type of platform they're going to need at that
Wow,
point in the
this is-
obstacle.
This is actually really cool.
Wow, it
This is-
seems ambitious that you're adding more elements to it, and then also you mentioned the masks. How do those work?
Yeah. So what's up?
So the quantum masks, there's 4 of them in this game, and over the course of the adventure, they're scattered
Yeah.
across the universe. You're going to have to rescue them from the clutches of certain bosses, both familiar and new.
Mhm.
The quantum mask, 2 of them that we're talking about today, is the time mask and the gravity mask. And masks in this franchise, they've got a lot of personality. They've got their own names and their own voices and their own powers. So the time mask, her name is Kapunawa. And when Crash uses Kapunawa, he's got the ability to slow down time to a crawl. So for obstacles that are beyond, just way too fast to interface with at normal speeds, he's going to be able to slow things down and then get past those obstacles. And in addition to that, he'll be able to get past nitro crates, which have traditionally been a one-hit, one-kill type of thing. But with the power of time, he's going to be able to slow things down, trigger that explosive, and then get out just barely before
Really?
that explosion obliterates
Okay.
everything in its path.
Huh.
The second mask is the gravity mask, and his name is Ika Ika. So when Crash dawns on Ika Ika, he's going to be able to flip the
Oh, I
direction
see.
of
Yeah, he's on his
gravity
back, and then
walk on the top of
into the. Oh no! What the?
Ceilings,
Twitch,
walk upside down
please.
underneath platforms to get
How many
past
people are watching? Well,
impossible
10,000.
obstacles.
I'm really excited to play this, and again, I was playing Crash back when the original PlayStation first came out, and you know, Activision's done a great job with the remasters, but to have a
Pipe
totally new
sliding.
game, I think is what
Oh
everyone
yeah,
was
they're
hoping
going
for,
into like
and,
Ratchet and Clank territory.
bringing it to life. So congrats for doing this, and thanks for doing it even from a work from home situation. It's awesome to see, and can't wait to get to play it later this year.
Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure, and I think it's an exciting time for games. And I'm so glad that we could reintroduce Crash, a new version and a new adventure at this time.
October
All right, there you have it,
2nd.
Crash
All right.
4. We've got Day of the Devs coming up shortly, but right now
That
we
is
are going
awesome.
to introduce you to Summer Game Fest
Same
tech correspondent. He is
same day
joining
as
us
Star Wars
from lockdown,
Squadron
and
comes
I'm
out.
really
Oh
excited about
shit!
this. Please
Right now, the brand newest of trailers. All right, so let's check this new trailer out.
Crash Bandicoot. You
This is definitely a
banished me to
60.
the past. But all it did was give me more time to plan your doom.
So the game is going to definitely run at 60 FPS, which hopefully that makes tighter controls. I don't know how much more tighter you can get with the Crash Bandicoot controls, but that's pretty good. There we go. This seems a lot more faster pace too. So you're gonna have one that you regular jump, then you double jump, and then you're gonna have to crouch. Like the old days.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
I'm gonna like that mask. All right, so let's fine tooth comb it a little bit here. So linear, definitely linear, very linear, which is great. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what all of us wanted. There's some people are like, oh, give us free roam. No, Crash Bandicoot is not supposed to be free roam. If you want free roam, go and play Spyro. Spyro is a free roam game. Crash Bandicoot is supposed to be a linear game. It's supposed to be on a set path, and then you get the rhythm of the path. The dude who is developing, the guy who was just talking about developing this, he gets it. He sounds like he's actually a fan of the game series from back in the day on the PS1. So I really hope that this development team sticks with it, because damn, Toys for Bob, you're doing an excellent job. You like that right to that philosophy, that design philosophy around Crash Bandicoot is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's exactly what Crash is supposed to feel like, like kind of a rhythm game that's easy to jump into, but once you master it, you start to get down the rhythm of doing the jumps and everything, and it's just like, it is so fun, so good. All right, so again, linear from 3D platforming to side scroll platforming, perfect. We're definitely gonna have like a drawn out story mode. Cortex is back, so all the old characters are back. So everybody looks very animated, which I don't know. I mean, it'll grow on everyone. Because they weren't so muchly animated. It was like evil. Well, he's the evil genius, yes, of course, but it was like, even if you put this versus the Insane trilogy, it's not a realistic feel. It's just got that kind of PS1 era video game character feel to it. I don't know exactly how to explain it. I'm not that big like an artist or anything, but this just feels it feels like they went a little more cartoony with it. It's a kids game, so it's like, I guess, sure, why not? They get away with it. This right here, like flying through the level, this is probably going to be the tail end of the level, and that's the Wampa fruit is turned into a grapefruit, it looks like right there. Oh, it's the time warp. If you look at all that right there, so you get to the end of the level, and then all of a sudden, and you go flying down through it inside the time warp, and then you get spit out on the other side into the warp room or something. As you notice, they're keeping a secret of what's at the end of that tunnel. So again, Crash looking very animated. That's a fun little thing right there of like a dog's paw print. Nose straight up in the air, like his nose is a lot more bouncy. The hair is a slight bit different, but overall the character's looks are pretty much the same. He's still the triangle with the big old eyes and everything. That's cool. The double jump abilities in there. I do like the pipe slide. That's basically like the Ratchet and Clank pipe slide right there. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't be against getting rid of the monkey bars thing, because that was always a pain in the ass for speed run. It's fun on the regular run, but when you speed run, that is so. And we get the old, like, hopefully we'll see his bike back. He's got the old the Wart skateboard. What was it? The jet surfboard. So maybe the jetpack, the surfboard, the bike, the polar bear, the regular bear, the tiger. I mean, Coco's little skidoo or whatever you want to call it. All those. I mean, maybe we get the plane and all that stuff. So hopefully all that stuff is back. Maybe a couple new things. So this is definitely, so the new abilities are being implemented not onto Crash but onto a level. Very smart, very smart. So then you have to, instead of it just being the same old just jump, spin, jump, double jump, have a big spin like in Crash 3, they gave him the bazooka and this and that stuff. So I guess the bazooka is gone. Instead, we get stuff implemented into the level itself. So then while you're rolling through the level and you get on that rhythm, then you actually have to learn the new abilities of the level itself. That's actually really cool, the way that they're doing that. That's awesome. So you can see the boxes are also. So I think these masks. This looks really familiar. I think the masks were some of these designs right here kind of came from the other Crash games that weren't so linear. They were kind of like free roam ish kind of games and whatnot. I want to say that they took like a reference of those, because I remember there was, what was it, Twin Sandy or something like that. Then you put a mask on the enemies and you could ride the enemies or something. I didn't play a lot of those games because I was just like, doesn't feel like Crash. This feels like Crash. This feels like a proper Crash Bandicoot 4. Just the speed of what you're just bouncing over top of all that stuff while you got the tentacles trying to hit you and everything. Like the party town to the underwater level. You notice something right there? That underwater level. Oh yeah, so instead of the boulder, you're gonna have. So we were chased by the big green dinosaur before, so now it's a big red dinosaur. I like it. Go back to that. But you notice something? The underwater level is not so much the submarine or the little, that little thing. It's more or less like a platforming level. So I wonder if they just go with a fishbowl helmet on top of them, and then you go bouncing through the level and whatnot. It's kind of weird for physics wise, but I kind of would rather have this than the underwater, little submarine thing level and everything. Anyways, if it is the water level, I'm cool with that too. Because it's not, see, and then don't touch the lava. And these boxes, so everything is just a lot more stylized. And for the OG fans like myself, those 90s kids, it throws you off at first, and it's just like the gut reaction of like, but nah, it looks all right. This actually looks really cool. The stylized thing of it and everything. Something for like the little kids nowadays. I like it. It does kind of look like a kind of a mobile phone-ish kind of stylization of it, but it's fine. It's fine. That's gonna be totally the end of the level. You outrun the T-Rex. So Cortex having new abilities with Cortex, being able to play as Cortex, and then Coco on the fly. Wow, Coco, very stylized. She looks like she's growing up a lot too. So this actually does look like an older Coco. Yeah, she's got all the same. Okay, so it's definitely the same look. It's just the face is way more done, way more animated too. Oh, this looks like fun. That looks like really. It's all about insanity. This looks like a lot of fun too. So the boss fights on this are going to be just like the old days also, where it's like this little bit of a gimmick, but it's that, you know, you have to figure out the gimmick. I make these boss fights look very easy. Back in the day, it took you a few tries to get them. It's just I've done the boss fights on the original 3 games so many times. I get caught every once in a while though on the old ones. Especially I think it was Crash 2's where you guys shoot the. No, Crash 3, where you gotta use the bazooka to shoot the greens on engines. Oh man, look at this. So it's not gonna be just. I mean, this right here. Once again, you got the mask running with you too. That's kind of cool. I love the facial expressions on Crash's face too. He's so animated. I love it. So they took some of the fur off from it, looks like, and then they just made they just made him way more animated. Fine. That's actually really cool. So instead of having just the boulder and then this is kind of the new stuff that they're adding in. Again, I love it. This looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it. This right here, like them adding these little you know, this little bit in here is actually pretty cool too.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
I kind of love that Crash. He still doesn't talk. He just wow. That's all he gets, which is kind of great. Okay, all right. So Crash showing his age a little bit. That's fine. So Coco's actually got kind of the cool look going on to her. The Totally Tubular screen. Buy digital and get the Totally Tubular. So that's only the digital version, and this is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. It'll be on the PS5 also. I can almost guarantee this will be on the PS5 also. Cross buy on PS4, get it on PS5. I can almost guarantee it'll be that. It's funny this doesn't say pre-order. It says the digital version of it. So I wonder if there is going to be no boxed copy of this, and it's just going to be digital. Tell me to digital, get the toll to launch. Yeah, they're not saying anything on here. Yep, that's the pre-order, boys. Huh. All right. All I got to say is, oh hell yeah! Can't wait to see more Crash Bandicoot. It's gonna be great.
Game, I think you'll be very impressed.